Good morning, everyone. Well, a good chance of rain today across Wisconsin, and then tonight and tomorrow, a good chance of snow. Overall, a couple of messy days. We've also got a warm up to talk about in southern Wisconsin before another cool down. Some pretty active weather. Let's go hour by hour. Starting 8 a.m. this morning. Actually, southern Wisconsin looking largely dry. Could there be a few sprinkles out there for the morning commute? Yes, but I think most will be dry. Better chance of rain if you're around the Chippewa Falls area. Notice there could be a few flakes of snow. More likely, it's just going to be rain showers, but maybe a few flakes of snow. Now let's keep an eye on those temperatures as they gradually warm throughout the day, particularly in southern Wisconsin. Notice at noon, maybe some upper 50s showing up, particularly around Dubuque, low 50s in Madison. And notice how the rain starts to spread over southern Wisconsin. Certainly a better chance of rain around lunchtime today if you're going to be out and about than 8 a.m. this morning. Meanwhile, Chippewa Falls, it might be a little bit drier. So I do think, in general, for southern Wisconsin, the afternoon hours are looking a little bit wet. Let's talk about that homebound commute. I do think slightly better chance early afternoon than late afternoon, but certainly a possibility of encountering some rain for that homebound commute. Notice how it's kind of filling in across northern Wisconsin as well. I will say it gets late this afternoon. It'll get breezy across northern Wisconsin, but really throughout the day, not expecting much wind in southern Wisconsin. Now let's talk about what happens after sunset, because our temperatures will be coming back down, and so that means the rain will be changing back over to snow. Let's stop at 10 o'clock, and I think that's when the rain-snow mix will begin for places like La Crosse, Winona, Minnesota, and it'll probably at this point already be all snow for Chippewa Falls. Meanwhile, Baraboo, Portage, Beaver Dam, Madison, Racine, Kenosha, still all rain at 10 o'clock. Let's go a little bit farther in time. 3 a.m., I think that's when we're talking about that rain-snow mix beginning for places like Madison, Baraboo, Portage. Notice it's all snow for Winona and La Crosse, and already not seeing that much snow, maybe just some flurries for Chippewa Falls, Racine, Kenosha, still in the rain. By the way, the winds are going to be picking up for everyone. In the northern part of the state, we're going to call it windy during the overnight hours, and it's going to be getting breezy in the southern part of the state. All right, morning commute tomorrow. Don't think there's going to be much around La Crosse or Chippewa Falls, but we could be talking about quite a bit of light and moderate snow around for the morning commute for Portage, Madison. Just some pockets of little darker shades of blue trying to show up. I notice it's probably finally a rain-snow mix around Racine, Kenosha. I do think some flakes of snow are possible, but there could still also be rain. Again, it's going to take the longest for those colder temperatures to reach you, so it's going to be the longest for that transition over to snow. But I do think tomorrow morning, a nightmare of a morning commute, but a morning where you should give yourself a couple extra minutes to get to work or school. And then once we get into the afternoon tomorrow, it's going to be windy across the entire state. A gust around 35 miles per hour. The snow is going to be backing off, but I still think a decent chance of some light snow showers, though past the peak of the intensity by the time we get to lunchtime tomorrow. Probably drying La Crosse, Chippewa Falls, but we'll leave a chance for light showers, Portage, Beaver Dam, Madison, Racine, Kenosha, where it could still be a little bit of a rain-snow mix, but probably leaning more towards the snow at that point. Homebound commute for tomorrow, probably nothing more than flurries for Madison, Portage. We'll call it some legitimate snow showers for Racine, Kenosha, and then I think all the activity finally over with by 10 o'clock tomorrow night. But notice that those temperatures were colder tomorrow as well. No more 50s. Those temperatures only showing up in 30s. Let's talk about snowfall mounts. And what really stands out is in between Portage and Chippewa Falls, right? Where the models are kicking out 2 to 3 inches. Madison around 1.5 inches. Notice less to the south and east. In fact, this model, which is a good model, it's kind of right in the middle of all the models, one of our high-resolution models, saying only a dusting for Racine, Kenosha, and that is a possibility. One thing I do want to stress about that area where we're seeing those bigger totals, particularly around La Crosse, Winona, I know the model says 3.5 inches, and yes, it is certainly possible that much snow may actually fall. But are you going to measure that on the ground? Probably not, because when most of the time when the snow is falling, our temperatures are going to be above freezing. And, as I mentioned, there's going to be some rain mixing in, so it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to measure a 3.5 inches on the ground. But could that much snow fall? Yes. And so what we're both concerned about is the reduced visibility and not as much about the snow-covered roads.